and welcome to something that he would like renamed to Papi's television show. This is Izzy Gutierrez. He's a sidekick, just like I am. What do you like on the show today, Izzy?
Let's see, checking the notes. Yes, LeBron topic for the 375th consecutive show.
Dale, Papi. Look, he went too early.
Are the Nationals doing the right thing by not trading Bryce Harper?
This is one of the great things about gas bagging all over the place. You don't have to actually consider what the offers were. You could just ask, was it smart to keep him or not, and not factor in this. If you tell your customers in that loser baseball city that, again, you're quitting and that your franchise star is done and that 5.5 games out is too much to compensate for, you've got to get back something that makes that worth it. My guess is there were no offers good enough to make it worth for Washington saying, look, we give up on this season.
Yeah, because if you are sending out feelers, as was reported before this trade deadline came about, then you are actively trying to trade Bryce Harper. It just depends on what you're getting back. You weren't going to get back a Manny Machado type of haul, so you were going to get a feel for it. And now all of a sudden you've got Rizzo saying he's not going anywhere, he's going to stay put, because you have to sort of sell him starting right now. He's a Scott Boras client. He's probably going to go to the highest bidder. If it is not going to be you, then you just wasted your opportunity to get something back from him, so the sales job begins right now.
One of the amazing things about this, though, is that the Washington Nationals would not be in this predicament if their potentially $400 million player actually had the season this year that he had last year.
Well, I can see what is happening in Washington now. They got a new sheriff in town. You know, his name is Juan Soto, 19 years old from the Dominican Republic, you know, and the kid is hitting 310. You know, he's the future of the National. Forget about Bryce Harper. Move over, Bryce. You know, your time is over in Washington. Pay attention to the new sheriff in town, Juan Soto, a name that you'll never forget.
And you might forget it.
Do you buy the Astros justification in giving Roberto Osuna another chance?
The justification is winning. The justification is we want to win the ninth inning. The justification is we're not in the morality business. And they can talk all they want about zero tolerance. They are taking back a guy who has one of the largest suspensions in the history of sports and domestic abuse. And they are doing so because they've got a World Series champion. And they don't have to tell us about zero tolerance when they're looking at cleaning up their ninth innings. And they're not looking for forgiveness on this. They're looking for winning.
This isn't really, for me, about Roberto Osuna necessarily, either to make excuses for him or to judge him because he's in his early 20s and he's not a fully formed human being yet, you would assume. But I think it's 100% fair to criticize the Astros for this, because you've got a guy who, in the Blue Jays, the organization he was a part of, should know the situation better and should know him better, and they trade him away. You've got a situation where he has not been remorseful, at least not publicly. He's coming off the second longest suspension in MLB history for this, and it's coming to a World Series winning team with a good clubhouse that has had members who have been openly and publicly vocal about domestic abuse and domestic abusers. It seems entirely unnecessary for them to bring him along into this team. Not saying that you should not give people second chances whatsoever, but the Astros are taking a beating for this, and they should be.
These are the tricky inconsistencies whenever sports tries to get too deeply into the morality business. There's an inconsistency where you see that Robinson Cano, who's been suspended for steroids, is not eligible for postseason play. But just like a couple of years ago when Chapman was a domestic abuser and he was winning the championship at the end of the games, the Astros have now put themselves in a position to have this conversation on the mound in the ninth inning of a World Series game as they're holding up a trophy and they're not very good at the morality business.
Is LeBron right that this year won't be a rebuilding year for the Lakers?
LeBron did a very nice thing yesterday. You know, that whole opening of a school thing that makes that gesture ill-timed in nature, because he was opening a school and doing amazing things basically as a social leader and maybe as a basketball player too. LeBron James is a lot of things that Michael Jordan wasn't. And in this conversation where he's talking about the Lakers' chances, he's never looking at it as rebuilding. We asked the question on the radio yesterday. If he played with 4 guys in straitjackets, and if you look at that roster, they might need some of those, he'd still win 50 games, wouldn't he? Because you think of him as someone who's always going to make everyone better, including all those young Lakers that they've got next to the crazy ones.
My favorite part of what LeBron said had to be a little bit of his revisionist history and the teams that he has joined in the past. Not only did he get the record wrong of the Miami Heat team the year before he joined them, but the idea that he wasn't joining a super team. No, he wasn't joining a super team. He was creating a super team, just like he did when he got to Cleveland and they added Kyrie Irving or had Kyrie Irving and added Kevin Love. I do think that it is admirable for him to go to a situation now where he's not trying to be the GM necessarily. He's saying, okay, I'm going to go in there, and by adding me, you're essentially adding two superstars. So it doesn't really matter who else they add. And I've made some questionable choices back in the day as the GM, whether it be convincing my team to pay Tristan Thompson that much money, whether it be talking about Shabazz Napier as his favorite player in the draft. Maybe he's not basketball GM material while he's playing. So go ahead and let Magic Johnson and Pelinka and Jeannie Buss make all the decisions. I'm just going to sit here and play and maybe make movies.
He's not going to say these guys are bums, he's going to let the reporters say that for him, that's the way he works, he stays in the background pulling the strings, got a bunch of guys that they go like that, Oh,
look at that, a mummy or the Thriller dance, what was it, a puppeteer, is that what he's going for? And now it's jazz hands, I think.
Is Jim Harbaugh right to hate chicken?
Wilson Spade is a former quarterback under Jim Harbaugh, and that can't be an easy life. And evidently Jim Harbaugh, who's always about carpe diem, said to him that he doesn't eat chicken because it's a nervous bird and you can't have anything in your digestive tract that's nervous when you're a real tough football guy and you crush everybody and finish in third and fourth place after a lot of hype. This doesn't sound like a guy who's a genius leader when he's talking like this about these things. When he's telling you that this is how he does Halloween, the kids need to sprint through the neighborhood, they need to change costumes to get more candy. That's cute when you're in first place. It's crazy when you're in fourth.
We could have talked about the Stephon Diggs extension. We could have talked about A-Rod and Yu Darvish beef that happened. But no, we're going to go ahead and pick on this one because Jim Harbaugh said it, the same man who once said he didn't need steroids because he's got steak and whole milk. I don't know if you need steroids, that's for sure. You might need some crazy pills. Also, I'd venture to say that any bird that's about to get killed for other people's food is probably going to be nervous regardless. So if you eat that and you become nervous, also, what happens when you eat a pig? What do you become then?
He was eating the wrong type of chicken. This chicken is not nervous at all.
What chicken?
Look at that.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. You tell it to this chicken's face that's a chicken, that's a nervous bird.
That's right.
This chicken has eaten a lot of steak and whole milk.
The first time I saw that, I legitimately thought that was a human being in a costume of some sort.
Do you know what is the name of that chicken?
What's that, Papi?
Charles Barkley. Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
This is Reno against St. Louis. I actually don't know if that's Reno or St. Louis.
The double.
You gotta be kidding me.
This better be a good ending.
You gotta be kidding me.
My son's TV show is brought to you by Corona Extra. Find your beach.
He said beach.
Beach.
Computer, execute 12.4p operation.
Optimizing algorithm. Running encryption packet alpha. Night. Oh, I don't feel so good.
What is it, computer?
Is it hot in here? It feels hot in here. I feel a little clammy. I should lie down or something.
A computer with a virus? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
Those oysters Rockefeller were a mistake.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Time to play the game that is celebrating National Avocado Day because I'm a total millennial. Do your question.
I think a millennial is something out of Star Wars. I think he meant millennial.
You give us topics and events and we question them.
Do you question which player deserved the call?
Oh, we are so good at finding out whose fault it is and who deserved the call. We'll go anywhere to find our answer. Let's go out to Reno and see what we've got here.
In the corner.
This is Reno against St. Louis. I actually don't know if that's Reno or St. Louis.
Oh, the double flop.
We got a double flop situation.
Oh, man. You know what? This does bring to question. Like, I've always wondered about headbutts. Why does it hurt less for the person who thought of it? Why doesn't it hurt equally for both men?
I, honest to God, wouldn't have seen a video be any different if a grenade had gone off between them.
Oh, I know who should be the coach of that team. Oh, I'm telling you. I
know what he wants to go to. Let's go to the coach. Yeah, there he is. Then watch this.
That's right. There we go.
Oh, my God, my jugular.
That referee who doubles as Darth Vader just killed me.
Oh, your 2 fingers on your left hand are lethal.
Somewhere Neymar is giving that a standing ovation.
I just love the slow fall at the end from his knee to the ground.
Do you question if 102 is just a number?
Man, we love age stories around here. My father, for many years, was making fun of this guy who threw out a first pitch. He was being held up by a diaper. This guy's 102 years old. What does this look like? You gotta be kidding me.
This better be a good ending.
You gotta be kidding me. You shouldn't be doing that at 102. Are you kidding me?
Get out of here.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Dan, I'm not going to lie. I'm not great in the water. Doing this at 42 would be quite the accomplishment for me. So this man is one of my heroes now.
He's a better diver than this old guy.
What old guy?
Look at him. Look
Kareem,
at him.
There it is. He is a better diver than this old guy. And there it is. That was a show. That was a show that America put on television. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar holding his head because he's scared that he's going to hit it on the diving board.
To be fair, Kareem was 112 when that happened.
Do you question if he had it coming?
All right, my father has some trouble with this word. What is the animal we're checking in on here, Papi?
Cocodrilo.
Okay,
Cocodrilo.
In Spanish, it's fine. In English, it's sketchy. Let's check in with this crocodile hunter. This is Thailand, by the way. Thailand. Do you question if he had it coming? Oh, no. Is that going to close? Of
course.
Yeah.
Stick your head in there, too.
Oh, that'll help.
Well,
a little water. Splash some water on it.
That's one of the coolest guys I've ever seen. Look how smoothly he walks away from this. Look how calmly he gets away from this. Look at this. Just a little scoot and a quick walk. Was that other guy just trying to splash some water on it to see if that got better? Here you go. You'll be okay now.
What happened to you today? I got my arm chewed off by an alligator. What'd you do as my supportive friend? I splashed some water near you. Now, a Thai newspaper is reporting that the man was fine, that all he needed was bandages, which is basically us just using a Thai newspaper to cover our tracks. And we just showed you a video of a dude damn near getting his arm torn off by a crocodile.
Yes, the moral of the story is don't mess with animals.
Uh-oh, here's another one. Oh, wow, a montage. See, this is what good television is.
When you put friendly music behind it, nobody notices the man's getting bit in the neck by a snake.
All these people were also allegedly fine. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
There's this guy. Yeah. This guy had it coming. Oh. Whoa. Yeah, this guy takes a beating.
Totally fair. Animals need to fight back.
Yeah, Bob Barker!
That's even
And then the big finish. This has got to be the big finish. There it is. It wouldn't be our show if that wasn't the big finish. Grandma's got poop on her nose.
highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. My son's TV show is brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Smile, you're on Cricket. Time to play the game that is full of bubbling rage. See? Oh, no.
That was not bubbling rage. That sounded like indigestion. You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued.
On ESPN, Phillies and Red Sox.
First place baseball. You're interested in some first place baseball. The Phillies there are ahead of the Washington Nationals. But let's check in with Jackie Bradley Jr. He's not hitting a lick this season, but he's still doing great stuff in the outfield.
And a 1-2. Left center field on the move, Jackie Bradley. Lunging down. And he slams into the wall. A sliding stab on a great catch.
Guy saves more runs than he creates, but it's fun to watch.
Yes, he is fun to watch. Also, it's a regular season game in July. Your team is overwhelming. Don't do that. It's unnecessary. Save your shoulder for games that matter. But otherwise, heroic. Izzy, are you intrigued?
Did you say the Phillies are ahead of the Nationals? And they still didn't trade Bryce Harper?
That's right.
The hell were they thinking?
That contradicts your previous position, but that was 20 minutes ago. Who's keeping track? Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, Philadelphia's in trouble. They have lost 4 in a row. They're only about half a game ahead of the Braves. So Jaque Arrieta, that pitcher, a Latino pitcher, you got to step up tonight and got to show what he got, buddy. You got to bring it home for Philadelphia. Otherwise, it's going to be a long season. I'm telling you, you're going to keep falling and falling and falling.
Either way,
That's
it's going to be a long season. The baseball season's incredibly long. It's going to be long. It doesn't matter what Jake Arrieta does tonight.
Keep doing what you're doing, Jaque.
The season's always going to be long.
On Root Sports Pittsburgh, Cubs and Pirates.
No, but Wilson Contreras is worth watching. He's fun as a catcher for the Cubs. What did he do here in a game the other day?
It's a huge difference for him. After a first pitch strike, opponents hit 219 against him.
Bottom of the fourth. Strike 3. Whoa!
Had 100 points.
I mean,
he seems to have found.
Why isn't this something catchers normally do?
I mean, that seems like a liability, a way to tear your rotator cuff. All bad things happen there. Very few good ones. Izzy, are you intrigued?
I mean, no. Those people pay for tickets, too. They deserve those little easy balls out. They don't have to wait for a screamer coming at their head.
No, absolutely not. You only deserve them if you've paid the most for tickets. Papi, are you intrigued?
Well, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, if that had been at the Marlins game, the ball would have been rattling around in the stands because there'll be nobody there, it'll be bouncing around for years to come. Bum, bum, bum. From one seat to the other one, you know what I mean? Bum, 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 bum. Nobody will be there?
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's what the TiVo used to sound like.
Streaming online, E60.
Buster Olney spent about 18 months gathering string on this story to introduce you to Mike Trout, the unknown superstar in baseball. Look at how obsessed he is with the weather.
The pride of the California Angels, Mr. Mike Trout, on the phone with us. He is a huge weather nerd.
We're having a winter storm come through, and Mike goes, "You guys got to quiet down. And he calls somebody. I'm like, who is he calling?
Tell us the latest. How about you got there in Millville?
Yeah, it's been crazy for sure. Obviously up all night, up every hour, checking the measurements. We probably about got a foot. The roads are terrible. It's just, it's awesome. I love it.
When we're home in the off season, my phone is blowing up with weather maps and pictures and, this is going to be the big one.
He's our meteorologist.
A chance of rain.
We see rain coming into a city and we're on a plane. We go check with Mike. Hey, how's it look? We're going to be able to take BP tomorrow or what's going on? And he's usually right on the money.
No snow, though. After baseball, I think, Jess knows this, and, I enjoy weather a lot, so it's something maybe I'll do.
I liked it better when I knew less. Izzy, are you intrigued?
I know you're waiting for the joke about, maybe this is why nobody knows who he is. Maybe this is why he's the anonymous superstar. But I'll give you a nugget instead. Somebody else who's fairly interesting, who's obsessed with meteorology. Around the Horn host, Tony Reali.
Somehow less interesting than what we just watched. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Was that the guy from the Weather Channel, at the beginning of the that piece, Jim Cantor? Well, he's a tough guy. They don't make them any tougher than that. Look at him here.
They don't make him any tougher than
There we go. That's right.
Watch this.
Watch this. That's right.
Charleston, they're already having a...
That man just...
See, that guy... That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Hard to kill. Oh, no, I can't believe they're going to try to kill somebody.
On the Discovery Channel, Hard to Kill.
My father, right before this story started, said under his breath, it's hard to believe that they would kill a person. And I don't know that that's what they're going to do here, but let's check in.
I really can't believe this is someone's job.
Here we go.
About 80% of people go to work in an office. The rest, their 9 to 5 looks something like this. I'm Tim Kennedy, a Special Forces sniper, top 5 MMA fighter, and my mission, show the world what it takes to do these insane jobs. And stay freaking awesome. Hard to kill.
I have never flown a plane in any way, shape, or form.
Be cool.
Get out of there.
Be calm.
It's the point of no return. You're committed.
Be efficient.
This is a training exercise, but we train like we fight.
And if you can't keep up,
Bro, it's not gonna stay up much longer.
you could die.
Yeah. I'm in on that. I think we're going to get all yeses here. What do you think? Izzy, are you intrigued?
I mean, I laughed really hard when he said, I can't believe they're trying to kill people. They are actually trying to kill this man. And I'm pretty sure I spit a little bit when that plane crashed into that building.
He's a willing participant. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, this guy thinks that he's tough. I got a job for him to try.
Yes, we revisit the comedic thread that is a man getting his arm nearly torn off by a crocodile.
But being saved by the magic water.
Around the Horn is next.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
We appreciate every time you watch.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello? Oh, you want to buy some of my instructional videos? All right. Wait a second. I'll give somebody who is going to take the order for you. Hold on for a second.
No.
You have to put that thing on speaker, man.
Take that order, baby.
You
Take
have
that
to
order.
put that thing on speaker.
Go ahead, take it. Take that order, Izzy.
Only through the grapes will I take that order.